Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to our assignment video report. We are group 6 and today we'll be exploring the similarities and differences in teaching approaches between two teachers, Teacher Nazmi and Teacher Hidayah. We had an insightful conversation with both and we can't wait to share what we learned. But before we dive into the analysis, let me introduce our team members. I am Nur LYANA binti Syam and joining me are NURFATHINAH UZMA binti Abdul Ghani, NURUL Syaza Filzah binti Suhud and AINA AQILAH binti Zulkifli. Together, we'll take you through our findings and reflections. Let's get started.
Today, I will be examining the insights from two teachers who participated in the interviews. Our focus will be on identifying the similarities and differences in their personality attributes and perspective on teaching. Through this comparison, we will see how each teacher's personality shapes their approach to education and classroom management. Similarity 1. Empathy and kindness. To start, both teachers highlight empathy and kindness as essential qualities. Teacher Nazmi mentions empathy as a key trait, believing it creates a positive learning environment and fosters meaningful connection with students. He sees empathy as a bridge that allows teachers to understand and support their students, while Teacher Hidayah also emphasizes empathy, but from a different angle. For her, empathy means understanding students' background and challenges. She believes that by truly seeing students' struggles, teachers can provide more effective support. So while both teachers stress empathy, Teacher Nazmi focuses on connection, while Teacher Hidayah highlights understanding individual struggles. Similarity to passion and dedication to teaching. Another shared quality is their passion for teaching. Teacher Nazmi is driven by the transformative power of education and is motivated to inspire his students both academically and personally. Similarly, Teacher Hidayah found her passion for teaching after leaving a different career. She described how fulfilling it is to see students understand concepts, which ultimately inspired her to pursue teaching as a lifelong career. Both are dedicated to making a difference, showing how passion plays a vital role in their commitment to their students' growth. Moving on, similarity 3. Commitment to lifelong learning. Both teachers also emphasize the importance of lifelong learning. Teacher Nazmi believes a successful teacher must have a growth mindset, continuously seeking improvement and adapting to new challenges. He views education as an ever-evolving field requiring teachers to stay updated. Teacher Hidayah shares this commitment, but through her curiosity about various topics, she actively seeks knowledge beyond the syllabus, encouraging the students to explore real-life experiences. Although they both value lifelong learning, Teacher Nazmi sees it as adapting to professional changes, while Teacher Hidayah approaches it as a personal passion she brings into the classroom. Now let's look at some of the differences. Difference 1. Classroom management styles. One major distinction is their classroom management style. Teacher Nazmi emphasizes creating a respectful and inclusive environment with clear expectations. He believes that setting these boundaries allows students to feel safe and engaged in their learning. On the other hand, Teacher Hidayah adapts her management style based on student age. With younger students, she uses games and songs, while with older students, he incorporates competitions, quizzes, and small rewards to maintain interest and motivation. So while both aim to create an inclusive space, their strategies differ based on how they approach structure and engagement. Moving on to difference 2, approach to technology in the classroom. Another difference lies in their approach to technology. Teacher Nazmi uses digital tools like quizzes and word wall to make learning interactive and to enhance the classroom experience. He sees technology as a way to engage students and make lessons more accessible. Teacher Hidayah, on the other hand, uses platforms like Pinterest and YouTube primarily for her own professional development. She finds creative ideas and new teaching aids on these platforms, using them to bring fresh concepts into her classroom. This contrast shows that while both value technology, Teacher Nazmi integrates it directly into his teaching, whereas Teacher Hidayah uses it as a resource to support her lesson planning. Last but not least is difference 3, perspective on qualities teachers should avoid. Their perspective also differ on qualities teachers should avoid. Teacher Nazmi points out that teachers should avoid negative attitudes and poor communication, as this can disrupt student engagement and create a negative classroom atmosphere. Teacher Hidayah, however, focuses on favoritism. She feels strongly that teachers should avoid showing favoritism, as it can create unfair learning environments. She shared a personal experience from her school days, highlighting how favoritism affected her own motivation. These differences indicate that while both are cautious and harmful behaviors, they prioritize different issues based on their experiences and values. In conclusion, both Teacher Nazmi and Teacher Hidayah share core values like empathy, patience, and a commitment to lifelong learning. However, they differ in areas such as classroom management, technology use, and perspective on qualities teachers should avoid. These differences reflect their unique personalities and experiences, which shape their approach to teaching.
For the next part, Teacher Nazmi and Teacher Hidayah demonstrate key principles of the IGP model through their teaching approaches, despite working with different age groups and needs. Let's start with the similarities. First, both teachers share a commitment to student-centered teaching. Teacher Nazmi and Teacher Hidayah each prioritize creating a supportive environment tailored to their students' needs. This reflects the IGP model's emphasis on student-centered learning, where understanding and responding to individual needs is crucial. For example, Teacher Nazmi encourages active participation to build confidence, while Teacher Hidayah provides nurturing support, creating a safe learning environment for her young students. Second, they both use engagement techniques to capture and maintain students' interest. Teacher Nazmi incorporates digital tools like word wall, making his lesson interactive and engaging, especially for older students because they are familiar with technology. Teacher Hidayah, on the other hand, relies on songs and games which are ideal for her young learners' developmental stage. Both methods align with the IGP model's focus on using innovative and engaging strategies to make learning enjoyable and effective for different age groups. Finally, both teachers demonstrate a dedication to continuous professional growth. Each teacher actively seeks ways to improve and evolve their teaching practices. Teacher Nazmi engages with online resources and professional development courses to stay current with teaching strategies, while Teacher Hidayah explores new activity and teaching aids suited for her young learners. This commitment reflects the IGP model's value on lifelong learning and growth for educators. Now, let's explore three differences between their practices. Firstly, there's a difference in focus on developmental skills. Teacher Nazmi's focus is on language proficiency and critical thinking, skills aligned with the needs of secondary students. In contrast, Teacher Hidayah emphasizes foundational social and motor skills suitable for younger children. This difference reflects the IGP model's approach to adapting teaching scope based on students' developmental stages. Secondly, the teachers differ in their use of technology. Teacher Nazmi regularly incorporates digital tools to enhance his students' learning experiences. Leveraging technology as a means of interaction and engagement for all the learners. Teacher Hidayah, however, relies more on tangible, hands-on activities, which are more effective for her young learners. This aligns with the IGP model's flexibility, which recommends varying teaching methods based on age and developmental stage. Lastly, their approach to building students' relationships differ. Teacher Nazmi encourages independence and peer collaboration, fostering a supportive environment where students can express themselves and take responsibility for their learning. Meanwhile, Teacher Hidayah places a strong emphasis on nurturing individual connections with her young students, creating a close-knit, caring environment essential for early childhood development. This distinction reflects the IGP model's view that relationship building should be adapted to meet the emotional and social needs of each age group. To summarize my point, Teacher Nazmi and Teacher Hidayah embody the IGP model's principles, each uniquely applying them to meet the distinct needs of their students. Their shared focus on student-centered learning, engagement, and professional growth showcases the core values of the IGP model, while their differences in teaching scope, technology use, and relationship-building strategies demonstrate how the model can be adapted to suit various educational contexts.
Hello everyone. Now we will analyze insights from two teachers' perspectives, Teacher Nazmi and Teacher Hidayah, and we'll be examining how their specializations align with the IGP PSI model for professional teachers. We will also highlight how they embody the principles of a professional educator. Let's see into their teaching approaches and see both the similarities and differences in their specializations. Let's begin with the similarities. The first one is core teaching qualities valued by both teachers. Teacher Nazmi prioritizes patience, resilience, and a commitment to lifelong learning. These qualities are aligned with the principle of exploring and building knowledge autonomously. In addition, he believes that clear, articulate communication is fundamental to creating a positive learning environment. By focusing on good speaking skills, Teacher Nazmi aims to convey lessons clearly, ensuring students understand the material and feel engaged, which is crucial for fostering lifelong learning potential. Similarly, Teacher Hidayah also emphasizes strong communication skills, believing that effective public speaking helps convey complex ideas clearly to students, keeping them engaged. This reflects the principle of providing quality resources and adapting to changes, as she continuously hones her skills to meet the dynamic needs of her students. Furthermore, patience and empathy stand out as fundamental qualities that both teachers highly value, resonating the IGP model's principle of fostering a supportive and conducive learning atmosphere. Teacher Nazmi demonstrates patience when addressing the individual challenges of his students, ensuring they fully grasp the concepts before moving forward. He also emphasizes empathy to create a supportive environment where students feel valued and understood, and build connections to the students. Likewise, Teacher Hidayah emphasizes patience, striving to understand her students' personal and academic needs, making her lessons relatable and engaging. She believes misbehaved and slow learners will improve if the teachers can be patient throughout the learning session. Last similarity is both prioritizing active engagement in class. Teacher Nazmi and Teacher Hidayah both emphasize the importance of keeping students actively involved during lessons. Teacher Nazmi encourages students to take ownership of their learning by promoting leadership roles within the classroom. He sets clear expectations and provides opportunities for students to lead discussions, collaborate on projects, and take responsibility for their learning tasks. This method aligns with the principle of fostering intellectual excitement, as it engages students on a deeper level by making them active participants in their educational journey. Teacher Hidayah also uses a combination of rewards and dynamic activities to maintain high levels of student motivation. Her approach includes interactive games, movement-based exercises, and immediate positive reinforcement to keep students actively engaged. By incorporating rewards, she acknowledges student effort, which boosts their enthusiasm and keeps the class lively. Then, let's continue with the differences. The first one is differing classroom dynamics. This highlights the UPSI principle of understanding teaching, assessment, and leadership. In this case, Teacher Nazmi focuses on establishing a respectful environment by setting clear rules and expectations, which he believes helps students understand their responsibilities and fosters a structured learning atmosphere. This approach aligns with the principle of critically evaluating teaching values. Meanwhile, Teacher Hidayah tailors her management strategies based on the needs and age of her students. For younger students, she integrates interactive activities to maintain their interest, while for older students, she provides detailed guidance and feedback. Her method reflects a dynamic understanding of teaching and assessment strategies, catering to the unique needs of younger and older students. Her adaptive style reflects the principle of creating a flexible learning environment, catering to students' developmental needs. Moreover, their engagement in professional learning communities also highlights a key difference in their teaching development strategies, demonstrating the IGP model's focus on continuous professional growth. Teacher Nazmi actively participates in formal networks such as educational seminars and workshops. He values these structured platforms as they provide evidence-based strategies to enhance his teaching. He also incorporates technology into his lesson, like using word wall to make the learning more engaging and interactive. In contrast, Teacher Hidayah prefers informal networks like social media groups, where she connects with teachers worldwide for quick tips and innovative ideas. For instance, she relies on apps like Pinterest and YouTube for creative ideas and new teaching techniques. This difference highlights Teacher Nazmi's preference for structured professional development, while Teacher Hidayah thrives in dynamic and collaborative environments, both embodying the IGP model's principle of engaging in community service and building partnerships. Finally, their perspectives on undesirable teaching qualities illustrate different professional priorities, aligning with the principle of critically evaluating and applying teaching values. Teacher Nazmi views negative attitudes and poor communication skills as major barriers to effective teaching. He believes that a positive demeanor and clear communication are essential for creating an engaging classroom atmosphere. On the other hand, Teacher Hidayah focuses on the issue of favoritism. She believes that showing bias can negatively impact students' motivation and performance. This difference highlights their distinct approaches to maintaining fairness and enthusiasm in the classroom. In short, both Teacher Nazmi and Teacher Hidayah showcase strengths that align well with the principles of a professional teacher in the IGP PSI model. These distinctions reflect how the IGP model's principle can be applied in varied and effective ways.
I will be sharing about my group's reflection and our overall experiences on the professional teacher interview, including the attributes that we have learned from both teachers. First and foremost, both interviews were conducted on the same day, which was on Friday, 1st of November 2024. To make the interview session smooth and well organized, we divided the interview sessions as pair work, where Fatinah and I interviewed Teacher Nazmi from SMK St. Patrick Kulin, while Syaza, Filzah and AIDA LYANA interviewed Teacher Hidayah, who is a kindergarten teacher at Kindle Iman Taman Permata. By dividing the interview sessions into pair work, we can settle the interviews in just one day. Besides, this decision can also foster collaboration and teamwork, as we have to exchange our insights and information that we have gained from the interviews. After the interview, we delegate the task for the video report accordingly to each member. This approach has helped us
in giving a clearer division of tasks where everyone gets a fair amount of work. During both interviews, we discussed about their teaching background, their inspiration for teaching, essential qualities for success in the profession, as well as their message and hope for the future teachers like us. As for the attributes that we have learned, I will explain our takeaway points and insight that we gained from Cikgu Nazmi first. Throughout the interview session with Cikgu Nazmi, one of the main points that Cikgu Nazmi would always highlight was a professional teacher should have a growth mindset. As future teacher, we would describe a growth mindset as wanting to continuously improve for the better and able to adapt to new challenges, reflecting the values of a progressive educational system that keeps on thriving each day. Besides, he also highlights that a professional teacher should not have a poor communication skills, as this can hinder the students' growth and create a detrimental learning atmosphere. To reflect on this, we believe that we should be working on our communication skills to be better, as teachers are known for their social butterfly attitude. To stay up to date with the modern world, Cikgu Nazmi advised us to foster critical thinking and problem-solving skills to the students to help them prepare for their future. Besides, we also learned that teacher needs to practice peer observation, where teachers exchange their ideas on how to implement digital tools in the classroom. With the rapid changes in the education world, there is always a room for improvement for teachers to be a professional teacher. These include attending workshops and engaging with educational literature. To summarize the interview session with Cikgu Nazmi, some of the attributes that we have learned are to have empathy, a growth mindset, practice peer observation, have passion in teaching, and prioritize student well-being. Moving on to the second interview session, Syaza and AIDA had an insightful interview with Cikgu Hidayah. Cikgu Hidayah explained that she changed her profession as a lab worker to a kindergarten teacher as she finds fulfillment in educating children. This answer made us reflect on how important it was to have a deep passion in doing what you love, which is teaching students. According to Cikgu Hidayah, one of the characteristics that a professional teacher should have is patience, as students may have different attitudes and teaching approaches. This is where we believe that with patience, you can overcome the problems and handle the classroom well. On the other hand, favoritism among teachers and students should be discouraged, as it negatively impacts students' motivation and makes them disappointed. Besides, Cikgu Hidayah also highlights that incorporating games and rewarding the students will help motivate them to focus better in class. We also agree on this statement, as giving rewards to students can create a positive reinforcement and competition in the classroom. Since teachers are encouraged to have passion in teaching, students should also implement patience in learning too. Thus, with the use of digital tools, interactive games can be a great help for both teacher and the students to engage in the class. To summarize the interview session with Cikgu Hidayah, she highlights about passion for teaching, avoid favoritism in classroom, and integrating positive reinforcement by giving rewards to the student. To simply reflect on our insights and takeaway points from both experienced teachers, a professional teacher should have a passion in teaching, empathy to the students, have a peer observation, practice a growth mindset, avoid favoritism, and fostering positive reinforcement. One similarity that we learned from both teachers is to cater to different learning styles. including visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. This can help the teacher to have an effective teaching and learning session with the students. With these interviews, we learned that we still need to improve our characters and attitudes in order to become a professional teacher in the future.
That's all from our group. We hope you found this analysis insightful and gained a deeper understanding of how different teaching strategies can enhance student engagement. That's all from us. Thank you.